Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sandra Cruz Unfiltered. My name is Sandra Cruz, and today I'm going to talk about dirty laundry. Now, before you're wondering why I started talking about household chores, yes, it is meant to be a metaphor. So let's talk about dirty laundry. No one likes dirty laundry. It smells, it's grimy, it's dirty, it's embarrassing. We don't want people to see our dirty laundry. And yet, a lot of times we don't get to it. There are so many things we have to do, or we are procrastinating because we simply hate doing laundry. It just doesn't feel good touching all those dirty things, and maybe you have children and they've been playing in the mud and who knows what else is on their stuff. So you are trying to ignore your laundry, but it keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. So let's say you have company come over and they would see your dirty laundry. You would be mystified, right? You would be so embarrassed. You would feel so guilty for not doing your laundry, for not having done it. And then you start to punish yourself. You start thinking like, why on earth did I not do my laundry? Why did I let them see that? My house starts to smell because my laundry is not being made. This is unacceptable. Something has to change. And then you're starting to get to the task of doing the laundry. So you start to wash it, rinse it out, and you dry it, and you put it back in the basket ready to be folded. Now you have baskets of unfolded laundry all around your house. At least it smells better, but it's still there. It's not finished. It's still a total mess. It's still embarrassing. And you're going back to punishing yourself for not having done it. It's still visible to other people that you're not on top of taking care of your laundry. So you start to fold it, maybe you have to iron it, and the baskets are filling with clean, folded laundry. It smells good, it looks better, but it's still visible. So then you start putting it away, piece by piece, where it belongs in your closet. And when you're finished with it, first of all, you're feeling so good because you've done it. You stopped your procrastination, you went to the task at hand, and you did your laundry. But the thing is, once your laundry is in your closet, it's clean, it's ready to be worn again when needed, it becomes neutral because now it's put away. No one can see it. You're feeling good for having all this clean laundry done and the laundry basket's empty, and you can forget about it. Now, here's where the metaphor comes in. Your trauma is just like this dirty laundry. Think about it. When you're living with your trauma, you're being triggered. You have negative or destructive emotions and feelings come to the surface. You're afraid that people will see how much you're struggling. So you're suppressing it. Some people keep busy. They constantly keep busy so that they don't have to think. Because once they stop and think, all the negative thoughts are coming to the surface. But why are they coming to the surface? They're coming to the surface to tell you something needs healing. It's your body's way of saying, hey, come on, we have to do something about this. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. I feel dirty. I feel overwhelmed. We have to let this go. We have to wash this out. And so as you start with healing your trauma and you start to wash out all the negative emotions, you start to wash out the limiting beliefs, you start to wash out the self-punishment, you start to wash out the guilt and shame, you start to work on the triggers, the harder spots, and you do your laundry and you heal your trauma. And as you heal your trauma, it becomes cleaner and cleaner, it becomes more and more neutral. So let's say you have released the most intense triggers. Your trauma doesn't feel as heavy. Your trauma is not as much in your face. You don't have to be busy so much to counteract the thoughts from coming up. And the more you heal, the more neutral your trauma will become. So let's say you have released all the triggers, all the limiting beliefs, all the negative emotions, and yet there are still little things that need to be ironed out. And so you're still a little worried that someone may notice that something is not right and start to ask questions. And you don't want to have those questions. You don't want to talk about your trauma because it still feels icky. So you do some more work on it. And then comes the time when you can put your trauma back in a cupboard where it belongs. Where it belongs, right with all the other parts of your life story. The story itself is not the trauma. The story is what happened, and what happened becomes part of your life story. What is the trauma, though, is how you felt when it happened. The emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, the physical sensations, all of that, that is the trauma. And that is what you're focusing on when you're doing trauma healing, because the story can never change. And it doesn't have to be, because it is part of your life story. It will be your greatest accomplishment when you can say, I healed my story. My story is just part of my life story, and that's it. Nothing more. And that's what trauma healing gets you. That's what doing your trauma laundry gets you. So you keep on working on your trauma, and then you put it away because it starts to feel neutral. It's like clean laundry in your closet. It's neutral and it feels fine. And then as it feels neutral, sometimes you may feel ready to share part of your story. And you take it out of that cupboard, out of that drawer, and you talk about this part of your story. You're not being triggered. You don't have self-punishment feelings. You don't have negative emotions. There's no limiting beliefs attached to it because it's just a story. It is just a part of your story. Just like the dirty laundry that you washed and put away. So do you see the connection between the dirty laundry you don't like to do to healing the trauma that you're trying to avoid, even though you may not consciously trying to avoid it, but you're trying to avoid getting into the story and feeling it all over again. But the thing is, in order to release your trauma, you got to get back into the story. And I can tell you it's so worth it. I healed every part of my story. And I can tell you, I can talk about it without any issue whenever the occasion calls for it. But that's what it means to heal. And just imagine, just as you can pass on your laundry, things that you don't need anymore, you donate them and pass them on to someone who can use them. You can share the wisdom you gained from your story. Your trauma can be such a huge help to someone else, if only for them to know that they're not alone. So you would donate parts of your story to help someone else find a way to healing. That is so powerful and so needed in this world. Every trauma survivor feels so alone because they think they're the only one. They think no one else feels like they do. When in reality, there's thousands over thousands who feel exactly the same, who have been through similar stories, but they also feel like they're alone and their story doesn't matter. For the longest time, I thought my story doesn't matter. It's just what happened to me. Until I started sharing it and how I then realized how much I was helping other people with. This is such a gift you can give to yourself and to the world. So I suggest start doing your laundry. And if you struggle with that, please feel free to reach out. Book a free consultation with me and let's see how you and I can work together to get you to where you want to go. Away from your trauma, do your dirty laundry, let it all go, and become a voice for those who have not yet found theirs. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the subject of this video. Please feel to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And always remember, trauma is not a life sentence. You have the power to heal. Bye.